Sounds contain countless stories, and in this land, the stories are truly special. Sometimes when I am far from home, I can hear all kinds of new sounds. But the old sounds of home still linger in my ears. Because they come from the remote past, some stories have become blurred. The memories of those sounds are scattered throughout ancient compositions, and their moving stories hidden within ancient musical instruments. Over 2,500 years ago, a man named Boya was very good at playing the guqin, an ancient seven-stringed instrument like a zither. He had a soulmate, a close friend named Zhong Ziqi. No matter what or how Boya played, Zhong Ziqi could always sense what he was trying to express. Later, when his close friend died, Boya smashed his guqin, broke the strings, and never played again. The art of making the guqin can be traced back thousands of years. Through the generations, guqin makers in ancient China developed great skills and left behind many masterpieces for posterity. The sound of the guqin has rang across China for over 3 millennia, and it is still looking for its own soulmate. The tones of the xiao, a type of bamboo flute, conjure memories of even earlier sounds. These bone flutes remained buried for over 7,000 years, but after they were unearthed, they could still be played and produce surprisingly accurate pitch and tone. Appreciating and playing music were important aspects of the lifestyles of ancient Chinese scholars. Compositions of Chinese classical music transmitted their philosophies through the generations. More than 1,300 years ago, a poet saw his friend off on a long journey. They came to the bank of a river and heard the sounds of a pipa, a stringed instrument, drifting over from a nearby boat. Describing the woman playing the pipa, the poet wrote, "We begged her to come out, and she did, shyly using her pipa to hide half her face." Describing her masterful pipa playing, he penned, "The big strings rang like brisk rain, the small strings whispered. Together, the two sounded like a shower of pearls, big and small, dropped onto a jade plate." Centuries later, people can still picture that beautiful scene and the pipa music through the poet's vivid account. The modern pipa evolved from the zhixiang pipa and the quxiang pipa. The zhixiang pipa appeared in China in the Qin and Han dynasties between 221 BC and AD 220. The quxiang pipa came to Xinjiang in China's far west from Persia via the Silk Road in the 5th century, and then spread across the country. According to tradition, pipa music is divided into literary and martial styles. Literary music has slow melodies and expresses affection and emotion. Since the 6th century, the design of the pipa has undergone many changes, gradually taking the shape known today. It has also shifted from being held horizontally to being held vertically, and from being played with a pick to played using 5 fingers. The other side of the pipa's character is revealed in martial music, which is fiery and powerful with forceful driving rhythms. In the hands of a skilled musician, pipa melodies can shift in the blink of an eye to strong rhythms that depict thousands of soldiers and horses charging across a battlefield. The erhu is China's most representative bowed string instrument. Around the 7th century, it came to China's central plains from the wild western regions and subsequently went through many changes. Today, nearly all erhu are made with 6-corner resonance boxes, half-moon-shaped heads, and bamboo bows. Like the violin, erhu strings are made from horse tail hairs. These soothing sounds came from a completely blind roaming artist. His name was Bing. In Bing's hands, the erhu had a repressed, tragic quality that could communicate tangible feeling and arouse deep emotions. These tunes embody the unique charm of the erhu. Memories of ancient sounds have survived to today through classical music, passed down through the generations in ancient songs, as well as literally dug up from the earth. In 1978, a crew building a road in Hubei province discovered an ancient burial pit, later proven to belong to a member of a royal family. When the tomb was opened, people were shocked to find a vast orchestra of musical instruments inside. The burial chamber contained 125 musical instruments, including bianzhong bells, bianqing jade chimes, guqin, guzheng, pipa, sheng or flutes, hanging drums, and paixiao or panpipes. The collection could only have belonged to a member of an aristocratic family. This staggering orchestra gives a vivid sense of the wealth and extravagance of royal families in ancient China. Some ancient instruments may have evolved from tools of basic survival. The shun, an oval instrument made of clay that produces sounds similar to bird calls, was first used by primitive people as a tool to lure animals while hunting. The shun dates back at least 7,000 years. In ancient times, shun were made of stone or bone. Later, they slowly evolved to be made out of fired clay. They come in a range of designs, from ovals to cones to ones shaped like fish. Shun have simple shapes, but they are capable of producing ethereal tones that can change quickly and dramatically. They are instruments capable of conversing with nature. Differences in lifestyles across China's vast land have given rise to a rich variety of musical types and forms. From the north to the south, there is an amazing spectrum of sounds. Guangdong music is a form of classical music passed down through the ages in the Pearl River Delta area of southern China. It has its roots in folk music, and its tunes reveal a concern for life and nature. There are many ancient pieces in the canon of Guangdong music. Many are relatively simple, allowing musicians to follow their emotions and add improvised flourishes or make minor variations. Southeast China, or Jiangnan, is a beautiful area where homes and gardens are exquisitely refined. The music of this environment is equally ornate and graceful. The area has its own form of music, Sejun music, that dates back over 400 years and is popularly associated with wedding or funeral festivities and temple fairs. It is mainly played with traditional stringed and woodwind instruments, and performing groups can be big or small. Sejun music is notable for its softness, with its tender, mild sounds, its delicacy, with its elegant and sensitive playing style, and its lightness, with compositions emphasizing a feeling of levity and joy. China is home to 56 ethnic groups and therefore an incredible array of musical styles. More than 500 kinds of instruments used by Chinese minority peoples have been passed down to today. According to playing customs and instrument functions, these instruments can be divided into 4 categories: wind instruments, percussion instruments, plucked string instruments, and bowed string instruments. Listening closely to this ancient land, you can hear the fleeting sounds of gusting wind and flowing water. From these ancient instruments, you can similarly feel the magnificence of nature. Today, these ancient sounds continue to inspire modern Chinese musicians. They continually create new works and take them abroad, and using the tunes and rhythms of ancient compositions, they present the world with musical syntheses of traditional and modern China. In describing people, Chinese music is full of warmth and affection. In describing life, it is tactful and tender. In describing the earth, it moves us with its weight and scope. And in describing the heavens, it gives us the feeling of flying away to distant lands. Chinese classical music developed from discourses with nature. With its inspiring, soaring range, Chinese classical music is seeking new listeners and appreciators as it converses with the world.